Thank you, Corinne, for staying online. We've got Cyndi with us. You can go ahead now. Thank you.
Hi, Cyndi.
Hey. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you calling from New York?
No, I'm in the country.
Oh, fantastic.
Today.
I have some friends over there and they said it was very hot, so I wanted to know how you're handling that traditional heat.
We went in the pool.
Oh, wow.
And in the woods, it's cooler. There's more air because there are trees, you know.
Oh, beautiful. Now, Cyndi, I firstly have to ask you, does it annoy the hell out of you when people spell your name with an I instead of a Y?
Okay, those are fighting words, yeah.
As a fan, that really annoys me when I read it.
Well, yeah, they never get it right.
I'm out to get those people for you.
Big words. Oh, that's Cindy Crawford's fault, that's all. She spells her name like that.
True. Now let's talk about the brilliant new album, Bring You to the Brink. In my opinion...
Well, I like it.
Well, you know, I am a fan and I admire your work, and I feel this is a modern day She's So Unusual. It's a classic album with every song an absolute standout with its rich production and no fillers. I have to ask, what is this?
There are no fillers on this
There's
one.
no fillers.
I was so lucky that it worked out like this.
What's the...
You know, could have gone the other way so easily, you know, because I was working with so many different people in so many, you know, in different countries. It was interesting. I was even mixing from Australia when I was in Australia.
Oh, wow.
I had, and poor Carol Jacobson, oh God, I love her. She's so great, but you know, it was like I used to drag her and go, okay, what do you think? Because I like it, but now, you know, I used to have her listen to her.
What's the secret, the motivation to be able to still produce such cutting edge and relevant music after being in the business for 25 years?
I don't know. I think, you know, I love music.
Yeah.
It's always been that way for me.
Yeah.
You know, there was nothing else. There was this. There was this kind of thing that I do. Well,
you're born with the passion, aren't you?
Well, yeah, you know, what are you supposed to do? I don't know anything else, and I always keep thinking of trying to get it right.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I had this idea, because I did these two special projects, you know, one after the other, so that'll really make you antsy. You know? And so I wanted to make modern music, and I reached out to the dance community because it was energetic. And I had done, you know, Three Penny Opera, and I had been out dancing every night with Alan coming, and his friends, and some of my friends. And
yep.
I just started to feel like it would be really great to make some music with energy again.
Wow. And with the producers, which are some of the hottest ones in Europe today, do you have...
That's great. Isn't that fabulous? I feel so lucky.
And
you know, I reached out to them. I didn't know what they were going to think, if they were going to, you know, respond, or how they were going to respond. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
And I kind of was looking for artist-producers. Like, I'm an artist-producer, but not in the dance world, but I'm an artist-producer. So I figured if I reach out to other artist-producers, we would have the same mindset. Like, it would be like a band.
Yep.
It's hard to get this idea of all these little bands, you know, that we would create together, like with different people. It would be a slightly different sound and come from a different angle, and it would be almost like a little jukebox. And then I was thinking, oh, that's a great idea, and how's it all going to go together, you know, but I didn't know if it was going to. And then I heard this fella, Jeremy Weasley, and I heard this, I heard the Goldfrapp music, and I was totally impressed at the whole sonic picture that he gets. And, you know, you're engaged by her vocal right away. And it doesn't take anything away from the integrity of the rhythm or the music. So you can have both things or three things going on and still feel the personality of the storyteller, which is the singer. So I was excited about that, and I feel grateful that his schedule and my schedule kind of worked. There was a few bumps there for a minute. The pool thing had personal thing happened in his family, and he was, after a while, he came back to it, and it's within 7 months, I could have him mixed because I was, I know he's supposed to get a few options, but when I had heard his work, honestly, I just wanted him.
Yeah.
So I was just lucky that it worked out. And all of the artists that I worked with, it was great. I like the whole community of artists.
Yeah.
And even the cover is a collaboration with another artist, Steph Snyder, out of Germany. So I it was a wonderful experience, and so lucky that it all came together, and the painting, which is not a painting, it's a snapshot.
Well, I have to ask you about those awesome pictures in the booklet. It, like everything, there's fantastic humour in the pictures, and it actually looks like you're cleaning up after a drag queen's birthday party. Were you?
No, I was. I went on the premise of, okay, I have to write from my instrument. Okay, so that's me. So I'm a modern-day woman who grapples with never wanting to take off the red shoes ever, and the power tie that I never really learned to tie. And so I did that. I started from that, and then the inside was about the bill of goods that you're kind of sold, and as a woman that it's glamorous. And then I figured, okay, everything is glamorous. And then I started have a giggle, and I thought, okay, I think that a disco ball in the kitchen is the perfect thing. Because when you're cooking, why isn't it a party? And a disco ball should be in the bathroom, too. You should have a disco ball with you in a garden gnome, wherever you go, so you have a party. You have your own party.
It looks like my house, because I've got disco balls throughout the house, so...
But isn't that fantastic?
It's fantastic.
Don't you think they just make you come alive?
That's right, I agree. And you've got the trademark high heels pictured, which obviously, in all your albums, the shoes appear somewhere.
Ever since I was in college and I was really caught up with the photorealist movement, I was very inspired by a photograph that was in the Art Forum magazine in 1973, which I actually was able to find again through a wonderful fellow at Art Forum that I met through Ingrid Sushi, who I knew through interview. She used to be the editor of Art Forum years ago, and I actually was able to see the picture again so I could explain to them what I wanted, but I didn't want that picture. I had my own picture in mind, but I wanted to explain what photorealism, because when you go online looking for photorealism, the whole movement kind of like dissipated, and all those wonderful old Dwayne Hensing sculptures, like the one that moved me so much that I wanted to dedicate my life to art, was not available to be seen anymore, and it was just of a woman sitting at a breakfast table with rollers in her hair, reading a newspaper and sipping some coffee, and she had an expression on her face that was so moving that I decided that if you could capture this somehow and capture these little stories in visuals like this is how to do it. But I never could get it together with, the plexiglass and working in plastics and making the sculptures. So I guess in the end, I wrote the stories and became them. Like a performance art piece. I would then wear the colors. I would then paint myself. I would become that.
Yeah.
Whatever that expression was. And then I realized after a while, this is a performance art. You write the stories, then you find the sound in your voice of the storyteller, the right key, and the sound of who that character is that's talking, and the rhythm of her language, and where she, you become it, and then you think of a picture that encompasses it all, and then you step in and you become that. And it's an interesting process, and for me it was and is a life work that I guess I'll never feel I've gotten it completely right, but I think that this is pretty good because it came out the way I had hoped it would come out, and that in itself is an accomplishment.
Everything about this album
is definitely go wrong.
Yeah, it's truly a fantastic album. Do you think there'll be a Bring You to the Brink Part 2? Do you think you'll work with these producers again? Would you like to?
Well, yes, there are a few of them in there that I got real close to. The ones, of course, in a foreign country. It's hard because we all have our careers, but like Rich Morrell, who I wrote Raging Storm and Set Your Heart and Got Candy with, he is in the States, so he's more accessible. Dragonette, they're Canadian, but they're in Europe time. That's where they live. So, I wouldn't mind writing with these guys again, and I think that Clear Up's work is really, it's very moving. But the one guy that I never got to meet, who I worked with, that I found the track really extraordinary, just took me to a completely different place, where the words just started coming out, was that guy Axel's track.
Yep.
When I heard the track, it made me feel completely entranced, and I just started to hear this siren voice, a voice of a siren, like a beacon.
Yeah.
And so I used a very soft part of and an upper mid-range round sound in my voice to become that kind of beacon, and then all the words just started to come out.
Wow.
And I didn't really want it to be Rain on Me, but that's what it was writing. So
Can I tell you that Rain on Me is my favourite track on the album?
Oh, wow.
As well as Into the Nightlife, Echo and Grab a Hold, but Rain on Me, because I saw your shows here in March and you played that towards the end and I was crying. It was just so beautiful. It was so sad. Yeah, of course. I saw you at Mardi Gras at 8 a.m. in the morning.
That was pretty fun, do you think? Did you hear everybody singing same old fucking story?
I know, and
I couldn't believe it.
I saw on YouTube the episode of Kathy Griffin's My Life on the D-List, where you appear with Margaret Cho on Oxford Street.
Oh my God, it was an amazing shop. I worked that entrance. I worked in San Francisco Pride. I was so excited. I couldn't even believe it.
How does the Sydney Mardi Gras compare to the Pride festivals in New York, San Francisco, Toronto? Did you love doing it?
I always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's really huge.
Sorry for interruption. You have 1 more minute to go.
Oh, don't you hate that?
Yeah, I know. But I got 20 of them in a row.
Damn. Well, I hope you...
Anyway, I thought it was fantastic, and it was really huge. I'll tell you something really quick. I did Pride in Toronto, and that was fantastic, too. I just had started to do these Pride things, and I started to love them because they didn't care if you came riding in on horseback. That was okay. And I did come out of a gorilla suit once, and that was okay, too. So I thought this was fantastic. So one time, I was in Edmonton because they booked me on this thing. It was actually, the club itself was not even a dance club. They said it was a dance club. And I swear to God, those people thought I was insane, and I lost my mind. If I ever meet you, I'll tell you what happened. But I did find this shop and they had these headdresses. And I went in and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, look at that one. I said, I'll take the red one. And oh my God, the blue one. And the woman said, do you ice skate? And I said, no, I don't ice skate. These are fantastic. She said, well, this is an ice capade shop. I said, that's nice. Can I have the gold one too? And she said, do you ice skate? And I said, no, I don't ice skate.
Well, that's
but then I bought them. I actually wore them. I wore them, and they had all kinds of things. You could put things like feathers and candles and hot glue guns and
Oh, wow.
pretty fantastic.
Promise me that you won't let there be a 16-year gap between visiting Australia. That
was a tough one, huh? Well, I had really come to a fork in the road. And I actually either was going to move to Australia and there, because with this, and I just didn't. I liked them, and they were great, and they were really musical, and it was all about the music. And I thought, wow, these people are great, and maybe I could just write here for a while, just park my butt on Bonsai Beach and just write. But
maybe next album.
Far away. It was so far away. And then I met my husband, and then I wound up having a kid, and then I didn't want to go away from him,
Yeah, understandably. Well, we look forward to when you do get to come back, Cyndi, and we love the album, and thank you for everything.
I'm so glad. I wanted it to really, all the lyrics to chew so well that they just go by you like beat poetry, and then you could read them like beat poetry if you want to. You know what I mean?
Very successful, and just quickly, the True Colours tour. Firstly, thank you for everything you do with our community, and I think it'll be. Do you continue to doing that year after year, or do you think there'll be a limited time that you'll do it?
I'm trying. I'm learning as I go with my partners. We're learning. It took us 2 years to get it going, and now this is the second year that we're doing it, and we're hoping to bring it abroad.
Oh, that wouldn't be fantastic if you could bring it down here, particularly in Mardi Gras season.
I know, that would be a lot of fun. I'd love to be with everyone, but also maybe help the community a little bit too.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, and thank you. And just quickly, your old friends, the Bangles, are about to tour Australia. I've got to say that my favourite song of yours is Change of Heart, and I just think, wow, wouldn't it be amazing if you two reunited on stage and did that again live one day? Did you ever think about that?
Well, I haven't seen them in so long, and then I knew that they broke up. It's kind of great they're back together.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, they're down here very soon. All right, Cyndi, I'll let you go.
Hey, if you talk to them, will you say I send my love?
I will.
And tell them to get in touch with Carol Jacobson. And if they wouldn't mind giving her a number or two, and I'll write Carol and tell her.
Okay.
If it's okay.
Sure.
All right?
No worries at all.
Carol is the best.
Carol Jacobson.
She's the best. You don't know who she is?
I don't. Did she bring you down here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She brought me down there twice, and she's fantastic. She's unbelievable.
Well, I hope she brings you again.
Well, she's a buddy of mine. So if you talk to them, would you ask her to either.
Definitely. I wonder if she's bringing them down this time. I'll find out.
Oh, I don't know.
I've got one more. A good friend of mine, if you remember, is a lady who worked with you from Sony Music called Jodie Holman, and you thanked her in your 12 Deadly Sins credits. She was in the UK, and she was with you during the World is Stone era.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
She was great. Is she back in Australia?
She's back in Australia, and she works for Universal Music now, but she wanted me to tell you a big hello.
Well, tell her hello back. How's she doing?
She's good, yeah. She said that she was over there looking after you in that time. And
yes, I know. And we all used to hang with Terry Doherty.
Yeah, and it was her birthday around that time. And
we had some good times.
Yeah, very good times. Well, I hope I have that opportunity to meet you one day too.
All right. Well, I'll be back.
Cool. When do you think? Next album?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe in the summer.
Great. We look forward to it.
No, not this summer. In your summer.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right then.
Okay.
Keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, we love the album. Thank you, Cyndi.
Oh, thank you. All right.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.